my uncle and I still continued the business. We were able to get some deals here and there. We were able to grow up to 25 employees, and by 2007, for some reason, we ran out of cash. We had to give up the office, and all was left was myself. Good afternoon, guys. It's Saturday, and it's almost 5 o'clock. So I just drove my kids to their house here in Taguig, all the way from Batangas. And I'm going back to Batangas now because that's where I work now, at home. Working from home since actually even before the pandemic. And because before the pandemic we were already on a flexible schedule, or work from home, once a week meeting and whatnot. Well, it's been a while since I had a vlog. I still post YouTube videos about the digital transformation content and productivity. Today is just a live vlog, a live post. All the way here in Manila, my daughter and I talk about how I started business. During the actual day of my high school graduation, I literally write down my thoughts during the ceremony, and I just wrote that I really would like to have a business as my next step after college. So I enrolled in college. It's in AMA in Makati. I took computer science. So it's all about programming because I'm already familiar with coding or programming when I was in grade school because of my dad or my father, who bought us a personal computer. It's an Atari 65XE computer where it includes a basic language, I think, for kids language. So we learned how to code because we are really forced to code or write the code before we even play a game. So we have a list of a game code, and we just literally type it before we play a game. So that's how we got familiar with software development or programming. Actually, my brother excelled on it, where he really competed for a national programming competition when he was in grade school. But me, I said, nah, I don't really care about it because I'm more of an athlete guy. When I was in high school, I was a varsity of ping pong or table tennis. During my high school days, I competed with our region in Southern Tagalog. We call it Southern Tagalog Regional Athletic Association, or they call it ISTA. Wait, when I'm driving now, I'm going back to Batangas, and I have to refill my diesel. Lang diesel?
Real safe, sir?
Yeah, yung regular lang, yes. Yes. So I keep my refill to a minimum because, again, I'm trying to save money in case of economic meltdown during this pandemic. So I'm done. So where are we now? Okay, so going back, so after college, I immediately got a job in a Japanese company in Makati, where I was a programmer, like a junior programmer. I remember I used to code a tellering system, a bank tellering system, both in the back end and the front end. I literally developed a system for tellering system for the bank, for the time deposit, and I actually enjoyed it. So the thing about when I was working is that I always finished the task early. And so when I finish the task early, I have nothing to do. I literally have nothing to do. It's a good thing my seatmate, Danny, I remember his name. It was a long time ago. It was like 1999. Danny lent me a book of Robert Kiyosaki. I know you know Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I got that book. I read it. I got inspired by it. Really, that's the first book that I read about business, or about getting into business, about cash flow, about the difference between an employee and a business person, having your own business. So I got inspired by it. So it didn't trigger me right away to get business. And then after that, my brother used to work with Accenture at that time as well. We already moved from our dormitory or a boarding house during college. We already moved into a condo from our apartment when we were in college in Paco, Manila. So we were there. My brother was working at Accenture at the time, and I think for some reason he got the book, The Difference Between God and Larry Ellison. I think the subtitle was God doesn't think he's Larry Ellison. So it's basically the biography of Larry Ellison. Some of you may know him. He's the founder, and I think still the chairman of the Oracle Corporation, the one who makes the databases and the business application software, who acquired MySQL and the Java language. So basically he started from scratch. He used to be a programmer and then became a business person who made ERP systems and sell ERP systems as well, just such as our or my business. So I got inspired again with that book, and that triggered me again to really start, or that triggered me to really start a business. Fortunately, at the time, my uncle, the brother of my mother, was he's in business as well. It's like accounting projects or accounting bookkeeping in Papua New Guinea. So he went home here for a vacation, and we had a reunion, family reunion, and that's where my brother and I proposed to have like a business with him. We offered to make a product or a software for him, and he was into it. We sold him the idea of making the program with give us a place to live, like a condominium, and give us an allowance so we can just survive. And that's where we started the business. So immediately, my uncle registered a company named Omega Business Consulting Inc. Without any financial investment. We were one of the incorporators. I'm actually thankful of that. Really thankful of that opportunity. I remember when I was coding in my office in Makati, my uncle went there, and I still remember the feeling of signing on the incorporation documents. The feeling of having your own business was like, well, maybe at the time it was ego. People are like seeing entrepreneurship as a prestige, and I think up to now they see it as like that, So, well, eventually we started. My brother and I tendered our resignation in our companies. We started doing the business. We started buying a computer so we can start developing the system, the product for the company. And I remember a day when we went to National Bookstore, a bookstore here in the Philippines, and bought the whiteboard, our first whiteboard. And we literally we bought it, and then we struggled in transporting that whiteboard in the car, in the cab. those were the fun moments. And then I bought a book about financial accounting because our first product was an accounting software, an online accounting software. At that time, there's no fully web-based accounting software where all were like client or desktop-based ERP systems and accounting software. I am proud to say we pioneered in web-based business applications at the time, 2001, 2002. We literally spent hours with consultants, friends of my uncle from an accounting firm, SGB, and we sat down literally for up to like overnight without dinner, just designing the application, designing the system, until that book, the financial accounting book that I read for just one day, to understand the accounting software. I mean, to understand the accounting principles and like bookkeeping, financial statements, and whatnot. It was a very memorable moment. And then, we used to. I mean, we were on a deadline, and we proposed to hire additional programmers or people so that we can fast track the development, the general ledger, the accounts receivable, payables. And it's so funny because we don't have any experience in recruitment. And what we did was we hired Neil, our cousin, and Shoti, our friend from college in our hometown, Lucena, and we convinced them to learn how to code. I believe Shoti was like industrial engineer, no background at all, and then Neil was an accounting or financial accounting student and no background at all in coding. And then we just taught them how to code. And well, I think now Neil is still like a senior developer in his company, while Shoti now is doing his own family business in our hometown, Lucena. So with the four of us, we were able to develop the first version of our accounting software. And a good thing is the consultant that we got before to design the system, at that time he was like chief financial officer of a car dealership, and he also tendered his resignation and then started his own accounting firm, a bookkeeping, finance and accounting outsourcing company. And he commissioned us to install the accounting software that we developed for their clients. So I think that's their selling proposition to their clients. It's the first web-based accounting software in the Philippines, where they just enter the transactions, the disbursements, the sales, and they will get the reports, accounting reports, at the end of the day, so that they can prepare adjustments as an accounting firm and produce the financial statements and do financial advisories. So that's one of our big breakthroughs at the time. But the company wasn't really profitable. I think that was about 2003. In 2004, sadly, my brother had to leave, and actually both my brother and I planned to leave Omega, or that company. But the night that we planned it, and we planned to tell it to our uncle the next day, I stumbled upon a book called Built to Last by Jim Collins. It's all about a study he made on several visionary companies who have tenured 50 years or more in the business or in the market, like 3M, HP, what else, and many more, like Disney, Coca-Cola, I think. I'm not sure, but basically that's when I read that book, which the main message is that more than profits, you have to do your mission or purpose as the company, and stick to your core values so you can have like a built to last business. So I got inspired, even though it's very scary for me to do it by myself without my brother, because my brother was like my anchor, or my especially when during customer engagements. I was like 22 years old at the time. I don't have any like charisma at all in speaking up, like presenting our products and whatnot. He's the one who's doing it at the time, and me, I'm just in the software development or coding part. So anyway, so when he left, I was like very like a nervous guy. My uncle like introduced me to several of his former colleagues and presidents of companies as like leads that he generates. So I will have to I have to force myself to practice presenting. I had to learn how to speak English in a more native way. I remember I enrolled in Speech Power, and I also had a therapy with a psychologist on the effect of my brother leaving the company. So my point there is that I know I was aware of my weaknesses. I was aware of my struggles within my mindset. So it's all about just solving it, not tolerating the problems, not tolerating the negative thoughts, and keep on fighting the courage of pursuing what you want. And so I think when my brother left, my uncle and I still continued the business. We were able to get some deals here and there. We were able to grow up to 25 employees, and by 2007, for some reason, we ran out of cash. And I remember it was March 30, payday. We ran out of cash. My uncle couldn't provide cash anymore. So I called up all the employees and told them that we cannot pursue this. We had to give up the office. We have to give up our company. The employees. And all was left was myself and one messenger named Jomer. That's it. So I went back to my condo. I think at the time I have about 5 to 7 ERP implementation projects with customizations. So I had to do it by myself. Fortunately, the accounting firm partner who helped us in design the system accommodated me in his office in Makati in Pacific Star. So I had in exchange of some free consultancy about software development, they set me up a table there. I was doing the accounting by myself, and then they helped me, and then they also provided some leads for me, and I was able to bag some good projects at the time. Additional banks, they helped me out until we grew very slowly and get back to our feet. And by 2011, that was the year when my uncle had to, I think, give up as well. So I lost touch with him. I was trying to contact him, but I wasn't able to do so. So again, that got me some thinking of what to do. So I thought of just doing it all by myself, solely by myself. So that was when Hilsoft was born. I remember I was thinking of a good business name. So I thought of the Hilario software, but it's kind of like a little, exposed or something. So I just removed some of it and then shortened it to Hilsoft or Hilario software. And so when since my uncle is already pulled out, so what I did was to do it by myself. So I had to have a backup plan. I remember it was like the typhoon Ondoy, if you're not mistaken. It was 2009 and 2010, and I thought of bringing in our family business, who's being run by my brother, who was my co-founder when we started in 2001. He was running a blinds or window blinds business in Lucena, which he inherited indirectly from my mother, and I thought of bringing it here in Manila. So that's where we created. I developed a website for that. I did some Google ads, organic SEO and whatnot, and it flew. I mean, it basically took off. It was good. That gave me confidence in pursuing Hilsoft, or my first business on my own, because I have a backup business already. So by 2012, I registered Hilsoft Inc. and implemented also my skills in digital marketing like SEO and online advertisement, paid ads and whatnot. So that started the growth of our business. We grew over like 100% year on year, up to where it is now. The status of the product, the maturity of the product, our client base are really like my bread and butter up to this day. So even though there's a lot of roller coaster problems, challenges, and people, partners, investors that I met along the way, I'm really grateful that those things happened to me. There's no regret. My life has been fulfilled. We were shaken by the pandemic because majority of our projects stopped as well, but we are still survived. We're still here. We're still alive. I have new partners, very trusted partners. I have a legal partner as well, so everything is in place. Everything is good. I started my digital transformation online personal brand in 2017. Well, at the time it wasn't like concrete yet what I want, or what's the purpose of me blogging, and eventually I concretize it. I'm now, my main message is like I'm helping small businesses in their digital transformation and doing blogs such as this. My life is so much in balance. My emotional and even physical fitness is in balance. So I'm really thankful of everything that has happened over the years. I don't have any regrets. I'm thankful of my partner, my children, my family. There were ups and downs. We lost our father 3 months ago due to a heart attack. But life goes on, life goes on, and I'm really again thankful, and so much gratitude in the world, to God, in life. I really love what I'm doing right now. I have so much innovation in my mind that I wanted to do, and I really feel that I am mature enough to know what should be done or what should not be done. I learned from all my past mistakes, and I'm being mindful now. I'm not really that reckless anymore in decisions. I am more patient, and I'm just doing this as a practice, without thinking of the outcome. I will just continue doing this, hopefully valuable content to you guys, to my audience. I probably might post my daily day in life right now. I posted this before, but it's updated now because I'm literally at home. Very seldom I just drive my children to pick them up in their house in Manila. Just bring them in Batangas, spend time with them. So that is it for now. I will tell so much more stories in the future. I hope you guys subscribe or like this episode. DX Your Life in Business. Have a great day.